Give me 5 minutes of your time as we talk about a story. Importance is haunted blood. Story of an end. Story that should scare you. Story that makes you more human. And story that helps you build yourself as well. If a normal person you are, then when a need comes up to you, you think of a ways to meet that need. And along with that, there comes the motivation to act, and you keep acting based on your motivation till your need is met. But is this true for the person with the darker traits? No. In case of the dark force, the objective, the main important objective is importance. The darker people are driven and consumed and infected by the motivation to be someone important, to make a difference, to be someone. The underlying factor is importance. So, the darker soul is always driven by the word importance. So, how darker soul search their own motivation? The motivation and search for importance comes up in three different ways. Let us understand one by one. One of them is when we lose importance. V stands for the darker soul. We feel humiliation. Humiliation is an important factor when it comes to awaken our search for importance. These are the moments when our awareness awakens and we start to feel more and more important, and our awareness helps to gain the importance and to fight the feeling of having less importance. It is driven by humiliation of losing importance. Another thing that awakens the search for importance is the perception that something is threatening our importance. If you have threatened my position in the clan, if you threaten the value I have for my people, then you are awakening me to seek and strengthen my importance. Then there is an opportunity to gain importance too. A search for importance also appears when we see the opportunity to gain importance. When someone presents us the opportunity to gain importance, the search awakens. One person alone can be important, but you need a group that accepts you and makes you feel important. So generally, the person at the top of the darker pyramid always have a group. He's the one who believe in the principle of group, because one person alone can be important, but in order to exert control, you need a group that accepts you and makes you feel important. And the group is driven by ideology. Always remember that group is always driven by one or other way of ideology. So the person who is at the top of the clan, the darker, the most darkest, should be the member who supports the group's ideology more than anyone else. The darker side is closely related to negative emotions. Fear is the path to the darker side. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. Although the relationship between emotion is coherent, and this is the trinity of emotions. Anyone who chooses dark side will have these combination of emotions. Feeling is good, but expressing darker side is not. Allowing yourself to just notice and feel your dark side is very powerful. Importantly, this does not mean you need to express or act on how you feel, though. Consciously acknowledging what you feel, no matter how undesirable or unlikable that thought, that feeling, or that urge might be, but feeling is important and it can change your life. It can make you it can make you stronger, but do not express it. Allowing yourself to just notice and feel your dark side is very powerful. This does not mean you need to act on how you feel, though. Acknowledging, although undesirable, but is important. Denying the dark side of who you are is a very hard work. So don't suppress that feeling. It takes a lot of mental and emotional effort to be constantly repressing the negative or flawed part of who you are. In fact, ironically, pushing down these parts of yourself can lead to mental issues like depression, anxiety, addiction, eating disorders, and relationship issues. So acknowledge it. Don't suppress it. It's part of you as a human. Acknowledge it and grow. By loosening your grip on your darker side, you have the chance to feel more whole and real. Your shadow gives you substance as a human. Without acknowledgement of your dark side, we can sometimes end up feeling one dimensional or boring. The dark side can help you to lead a more authentic, connected, and fulfilling life. Some people would even say that life can shift from black and white to color as you get to know the shadow side of who you are. Yeah, shadow side is another term of the darker side. Your dark side also presents you with opportunities to face aspects of who you are that are flawed or underdeveloped. The main aim is not to find a way to become a flawless human being, but there may be a part of who you are that would like to change or work upon. If a person chooses the darker side, probably have a combination of the negative emotions. The first emotion up here is probably anger that comes from injustice. It's more than likely that a person would direct the anger towards whoever caused the injustice. Anger would lead to contempt, denial, and humiliation. Finally, disgust would appear, which lead them to believe that the only solution are extreme steps. So beware of the dark side within you.